Hey guys, Sean here. So today we're doing a tier list. It's gonna be the best decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Let's get into it.
This fucking guy. Alright, so we have a few tiers here. We have top tier, Striker Dragon these nuts, Crystal based, it can run Shifter, and we'll get him next format. So, without further ado, there's no explanation needed. This is one of the best decks ever made. Like, no exaggeration, this is the best deck ever fucking made in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty much.
It can just do anything. Like
It can do anything and everything.
Yeah, there's just so you can always tell how good a deck is just by how much they absolutely dominate the format. You can always tell, like, they're called tier 0 formats, as in like above the top 50% are topping with it. So we've got this Spiral back when Spiral was great. There's loads of fucking examples, and Tier Elements is just the best deck right now, and it's still the best while it's like semi-neutered, because I don't play Master Duel, but I'm sure a bunch of their cards are like semi-limited and it's still fucking broken.
Yeah, literally the only thing they can do to kill this deck is ban Kit, but they're not going to ban Kit close.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
for a while anyway, but once they do, the deck is fucked. Or like once Cashtira come out, because they're coming out soon. But yeah, this right now, even with like half the cards fucking semi-limited, a few of them limited to one, this is the most broken deck in the fucking game. Okay, so kind of Punk Bestial. It can be like most Punk variants. It's pretty good. I'd say probably the top of like Crystal based. It's a cool deck. This can be like also, you know, Punk Synchro type stuff. Like Punk Synchro Bestial, all that. It's a good combo deck. But you know.
I think it's very based. Yeah, I'll put it there. Mostly because like it has a few like tricks up the sleeve to make it really good, depending on a matchup. Like it has that card that like puts a field spell in its own zone or your opponent's zone.
No. You're thinking of Valence.
That Valence?
Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad.
The best deck. Oh, is that on the tier list? Oh, motherfucker. I did a disservice to you guys. I'm sorry. I should put Valence here.
Oh, well, obviously Punk is not based, no, so put it down.
Oh, base is kind of like Virtual World though, which is also not on the list for some fucking reason.
Well, Virtual World is too powerful, but we will get him next format when Crimson Dragon comes out, so we can wait for Virtual World. But yeah, sure, I don't really know much about Punk then, so fuck it, leave it there.
Yeah, good combo deck with the new Synchro guy, I forget his name. It's not Revolution Synchro, it's the other guy. The deck is pretty fucking good. Labyrinths, one of the best decks, ignoring tier, one of the best decks in the game. Especially with the new support that came out. With fucking Eradicator Epidemic Virus still in the game. Pretty damn good card. A pretty damn good fucking deck.
Yeah, fuck this deck. I hate this deck. I hate it because it's good. Like, fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Like, it's just so many good generic traps. It can run D-Barrier. I mean, like, you know, it's really fucking good. Also with, like, the Furniture Labyrinth is, you know, getting a lot more popular because you activate cards like the turn they're set, which is really good for like D-Barrier, Epidemic Virus, all that shit, you know? It's really fucking good. So yeah. Okay, Pendulum. Pendulum's okay. Pendulum is at full power Master Duel and no one plays it.
I drop it down to it can run Shifter, because it can run Shifter. Like, Pendulums go into the extra deck, so...
I guess so.
I mean, I just don't think it's that good, to be honest with you.
This game, yeah, in Master Duel, it literally has Electromite and Beyond the Pendulum and like a bunch of other really good Pendulum cards, and the deck still kind of fucking sucks. It's sad.
Yeah, I don't know. The sad thing is, like, this is at full power and it can be really good and consistent, but I can guarantee you more people play Blue Eyes.
Yeah. Alright, the best deck in the fucking game, Rika Sun Avalon. Fucking love this deck. This deck is awesome and it's genuinely good. You know, with the new, well, not new, but you know, the recent support from Parity Elements getting into Master Duel made Rika Sun Avalon a legitimate combo deck. It's insane because you can just tribute your opponent's monsters. Using the effect of your Rika Con, you can tribute your opponent's monster for cost, which is very good against tier because all their effects activate when they're sent to graveyard by card effect, but you're sending them to grave through cost. So it's very good in like a lot of matchups because you can just like get past your opponent's annoying monsters. In Dragon Link, you can just tribute your opponent's like Boral End. So it's kind of insane. You can just like cheat basically. So yeah, best deck. The combos take like 10 minutes as well, which is fucking hilarious.
We love a 10-minute combo.
It's fucking great. Next up we have Dark World. So I got new support. I'd say maybe below Punk.
It's pretty base if you're playing Dark World, I feel.
Dark World's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know how fucking crazy it is on Master Duel, but I think it's pretty... People that play it at local, they're pretty based. Because it's not like the greatest deck, of course, but it's still pretty fucking good. And if you have like the right pilot piloting it, it's pretty fucking good. And there's a lot of great boards you can build. So I think it's definitely one of these decks that a lot of people underestimate.
Also, it can play through Maxi.
Let's go.
One of the few decks in the game that can actually win the Maxi challenge. It's fucking awesome. Let's go Dark World. Okay, Endymion. I'd say Endymion is better than Pendulum because Endymion's cards are just way better.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because I remember, like, I think it was probably not last Duelist Cup, but like one of the Duelist Cups, someone gained like 3rd place using Endymion, and everyone was like, holy shit, this deck is so good now. But the deck was always good. Obviously, like, it's probably the best Pendulum deck in the game, like, for sure. It's just that good. But compared to everything else, obviously the Pendulum, like, the issue with Pendulum, the Pendulum paradox, we'll call it, is that you need so many cards to start off. Like, you need at least 2 cards to start any kind of play because they're Pendulums. But you know, pretty damn good. It's definitely something you can't like fuck around with because if you don't pay attention, you will lose against Endymion. So I'd say around mid tier. Matt Mech, I'd say Matt Mech probably goes about here. Even with Bestials, this deck is really fucking good.
They weren't neutered by a ban list recently, no? I know they were in TCG, but what about Master Duel?
I don't think in Master Duel yet.
Okay.
I doubt the day will come though, because Bestials are really popular right now, so I doubt anyone's gonna fuck around with Matt Mechs.
Okay, fair enough.
But they're still a really good combo deck, really good at going first and second, which is like really important. Obviously they have like an instant OTK with access code. They have like hand rips with their XZs. It's just like a really good deck. You can play through so many interruptions. Honestly, the only thing keeping this away from like being higher is just Bestials. That's literally it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Otherwise, this deck would be really fucking good. But yeah, I'd say, I mean, maybe you can make the argument like the top of Crystal base, because like there is a divide, I guess, because Bestials are just so format like warping right now. But you know, I'd say, I think it's fair enough to put them at the bottom of Striker Dragon These Nuts.
Okay.
Crystal Beasts! I'd say, because Crystal Beasts have such a good matchup against tier, I think they deserve to be high up.
These are the OGs it can run Shifter, because these motherfuckers can run Shifter and they will abuse that shit.
And Necro Valley.
And Necro Valley, let's fucking go.
It can run cards like Necro Valley, and it can run Secret Village of Spellcasters, is really good. Shutting out your opponent from spells, pretty cool.
They just have like really powerful cards. They have really powerful searchers. Their searchers have searchers. A lot of consistency with the deck itself. And a lot of battle tricks as well. It's kind of like a very versatile deck, as in it has a bunch of consistency, battle tricks. There's a lot of sort of like combos that you can do to get out like generic extra deck monsters that are really fucking good. So yeah, it's just one of these decks that can do everything. Not quite doing everything like Tier can, but still, it's one of these decks that can do everything.
Elemental heroes, or just heroes in general. They have Dark Law and a Dark Angel. So like, even just Dark Law against Tier is super fucking good. This is like the definition of Rogue. This has always been Rogue, or always will be Rogue, but it's definitely Crystal based. That's what I think anyway. Also Plasma is another fucking floodgate.
Yeah, heroes are just... You just can't kill the heroes. They're just too fucking good. They will always be Rogue. They might sneak up a little bit, but they'll never go down.
And with the addition of Wake Up Your Elemental Hero being introduced in the Master Duel, they have like basically a really consistent combo route into Dark Law, which is insane against Tier. So I'd say they belong around here, you know.
Are they better than Dark World though?
Probably.
Yeah, so...
Dark World, like the counters to Dark World are like, you know, Droll and Shifter and a lot of things. So, and also you can get really unlucky with Dark World.
Okay.
But Hero is very consistent, very like strong end boards, very powerful like cards. Like individual cards are so strong in this deck compared to Dark World, which is very combo oriented. So I'd say Heroes are probably better.
Yeah.
Okay, Earth Machine. I love Earth Machine, but like Master Duel in general is not good for Earth Machine because of a card called Max fucking C.
Yeah.
This deck summons so much for such little payoff, So getting max seed, you're just not winning. I hate to do it. I love fucking Earth Machines, but they're not great. They can't run Shifter. That's the thing. They cannot run Shifter, but you know, fuck. They died in Maxi. Very sad. And if Maxi ever gets banned, which I know it won't, but if it ever gets banned in Earth Machine, best deck, let's go.
Well, you know, we might get them next format.
Maybe. Branded. Okay. Branded is in a weird spot, I'll be honest with you. I've not seen anyone play Branded in a long time. Aluber is at 2, Branded Openings at 2, and Branded Fusion's at 2. Now, obviously on its own, like this, it is an impact. It does hurt the deck, but it's still very playable. But I've not seen anyone play it in a long time. It's very outclassed by like everything else.
Yeah, I think just because like people who are into their fusion decks, they're gonna want to be playing the best fusion deck, and the best one right now is Tier. So there's kind of people who just want to play Tier as much as they can as of right now before the deck inevitably gets fucking neutered to shit. So no point playing Branded right now, but they will make a big comeback when Tier gets like fucking limited and banned in ways that they can't really come back from. So yeah, I think it's fine to put them at the low end of the Striker Dragon these nuts, because that's what it is for now in this format. It's not necessarily a bad deck, it's just not what people are playing right now.
Exactly, and also Branded Expulsion recently got banned, which was one of the deck's like biggest kind of gimmicks that was like really strong. Just lock your opponent out of special summoning, or summoning at all basically. Also the deck is a bit behind in support. We're missing like some of the new fusion cards, a lot of the new support. In a few formats, Branded will definitely be like back to its former glory. But for now, you know. Okay.
We'll get him next time, champ.
Let's go Dark Magician. So, you know, I remember when the Dark Magician structure deck came out, everyone was like, yo, you shit, this deck is so good. The deck is not good. It's annoying to fight because they can get out big bodies, they can banish, and they can run skill drain. This fucking tier should have been called They Can Run Skill Drain. It's a fucking annoying deck if you're like, if they go first and they have like a good setup, you're kind of fucked. But like this deck will not carry you past like fucking gold. It's not a great deck. Black Wings is genuinely very fucking good. It's a very good combo deck. I'd say probably here. It's kind of fucking insane what Black Wings can do with new support. And also because it has a structure deck, so you can just easily get this deck and play it at full power. And like, it has a lot. It can fucking combo really hard. Works well with Bestials because of your synchro stuff. Genuinely, the new support is like really fucking good.
Yeah, and I presume they're all like a lower rarity than the heroes anyways, because heroes, they take a lot of your resources to build a Master Duel.
And there's no structure deck for it either. You can just buy a structure deck and have like most of the important cards.
Exactly, so Black Wings will take the edge here.
Okay, here we go. Sprites. So this could be Runic Sprite, this could be, you know, Sprite for Hire, any variant of Sprite. But Sprite is definitely the contender to Tier. Like, you could compare these. You can't compare Tier to any other deck on this list besides Sprite. Sprite is just like one of the most consistent combo decks. Can always end on like a full power board, no matter fucking what. And its board is just so strong. It can OTK so easily. It's basically just like better map mech in a way. It can OTK really easily. It can set up a great turn 1 board. It's super consistent. It can play through disruptions really easily. I don't know what to say. And it can just go into so many variants. So like Runic Sprite was really good at the beginning of when it came out in Master Duel. Now Runic Sprite for Hire is getting a lot of attention and is a very strong deck. But I'd say Pure Sprite is probably the best version of Sprite you can build because it's consistent, it plays through everything, and it's just a hard deck to play against, going first or second. Exorcisters, they can run Shifter. I'd say they're better than, you know, I'm giving them credit for. The thing is though, I feel like they're only really good now because they can run a Shifter. They can beat Tier.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like the main reason to play them. I mean, it's a cool deck. It's like interesting and stuff like that. It's hard to say whether if you put it any higher. It's like good because it can like run Shifter and kind of fuck up Tier a little bit. But there's nothing outstanding about Exorcister that makes me think that like, oh yeah, this is like Tier killing. It's just not really. Like Shifter's only going to take you so far.
Yeah, there's two things about this deck. Shifter and main deck evenly, which is like, the thing is about Master Duel, every deck main decks evenly. You know, it's not really an issue. the main gimmick of the deck is like banishing cards from the grave or field, which I mean is very good against tier, but otherwise you're kind of always living on like one monster at a time. You'll always have like your level 4 Xyz or your level 8 Xyz, and they'll stop between each other, but once they're gone, you're kind of fucked. So, you know, I could argue for them being higher, but I'm not going to, so I think it can run Shifter. Fuck generators. I do not like this deck. I don't think it's good, but it's so annoying to play against. Just because everything you do like triggers their effect. So like their boss stage, if you draw a card, during your draw phase even, they special summon a generator. And they special summon a generator, they special summon like 1,000,000 tokens. And those tokens can be used to like negate your shit. So this deck is not good, I swear to fucking god. But it's annoying as fuck. It cannot run Shifter, by the way. This deck cannot run Shifter. Don't take this fucking name too seriously. Sword Soul!
There's so many people play Sword Soul. It's fucking crazy. I've never seen Sword Soul played so much as I do on Mass Duel replays. It is fucking crazy how many people play it. It has a very fair deck, but for a very fair deck, it's really fucking good. They can go into big, strong synchros, and also they can go first or seconds. They don't really mind too much either way to go. So definitely I would put it in like one of the top tiers. I don't think it's necessarily as good as Branded, but it's still a very, very good deck. I think it's definitely good where it is right now. It's definitely higher than Crystal based, but not quite there where it deserves to be higher on Strike and Dragon these nuts.
Okay, we have Trap Tricks. So Trap Tricks got their new support, and it's okay. It's alright. Like, Trap Tricks are a decent deck, but they're just bad labyrinths. Genuinely, they're just bad labyrinths.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're cool, you know? Like, the Link one's really strong because you can just like add trap cards and then special summon monsters, and the deck basically functions around it. But if you can play through a few traps, the deck can't do much.
I feel like if Labyrinth had a Link one like Sarah, Labyrinth would be so fucking good. Let's pray that never happens.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Okay, Sky Strikers, best deck, let's go! Okay, maybe the top of, maybe like here, I'd say. It's a good deck.
In the wrong hands. But in the right hands, it is the best deck, let's go.
Let's go! Cringe tier!
Fuck you tier. Yeah, but I think as of right now, I don't know, since Bestials are so prominent and stuff like that, I don't want to shit talk my gals, but just because Bestials are so prominent and tier is fucking annoying. Although I will say I faced tier was like some tier Castira deck with Sky Strikers, and I found it very good because when tier is like milling all your shit, you kind of don't mind seeing all your spells go into graveyard because you get all your Sky Striker spells to their full capacity of their effect. So they are very, very good. I'm not really sure what they're like on Master Duel. If they're at full power on Master Duel, are they?
Engage at 2, Kagari at 3.
Okay, well they're pretty good. So yeah, they're decent, but I'm not too sure about this format. Just Bestial's kind of fucking us up lately, and also the fact that Labyrinth has eradicated epidemic virus. So yeah, a lot of counter to Sky Strikers right now, but we'll get them next time. Don't worry.
One thing in its favor is that Master Duel obviously being a best of 1. If you go second, you're gonna surprise your opponent, fucking destroy them with all your staples like your Raigekis, your Lightning Storms, your Change of Hearts, your Widow Anchors, all that, and you're just gonna like basically win. So you know, your opponent can't side deck against you. So, you know, it's a good deck. It can take wins. Like, any good player can definitely win with this deck. It has all the tools needed, but you know, maybe a different format. But right now, I'd say mid tier. Okay, it can run Shifter, but it's definitely better than that. Maybe like, now it's tough to say, right? Because I know this deck's been hit. There's no more no more barrier statue, but it still has access to cards like Harpy's Featherstorm. You know, Ryza is still great. People even run cards like the Fossil Dyna, so you can just like do your normal combo, go into M-Pen, and then M-Pen summons your Fossil Dyna, which is essentially a better barrier statue. But you know, deck's fallen off a bit. It's great against tier, obviously, but tier is so good that I can beat any deck. So like, it can't win on its own, you know. It can run Shifter, but it can't really do much else.
I got one question though.
Yes.
Why the fuck hasn't anyone tried to make a Yadagarasu lock with Thunderease?
That's a good fucking question.
It seems like so obvious, but I've never seen a build like that. I think it can work. Someone please make it.
Ancient Gears. We'll get him next format. I love Ancient Gears. They're not a good deck by any means, but they're fucking based. They can beat tier. I've proven it on the channel many times. But yeah, I don't know. I just like Ancient Gears. They belong in top tier. You know, if tier didn't exist, then they would be top tier.
Yeah.
But
tier is the only thing making Ancient Gears bad. Other than that, if tier was just like a non-existent deck, Ancient Gears would like dominate every format, because Ancient Gears can beat any single deck on this list. Like if Ancient Gears going against Sprite, it will absolutely destroy Sprite. Sprite is shit against Ancient Gears, as well as Labyrinths and Rikas and Crystal Beasts. It doesn't matter what you are, Ancient Gears will come and beat the shit out of you. Just Tira's knocked us down right now.
On God.
For real, for real.
Alright, Adamantipator. This is a good deck, but it's like, it's a very strong combo deck, obviously. It can end on crazy fucking end boards. It can end on Barrier Statue of the Drought, which is really fucking annoying. It can also, oh yeah, Block Dragon's legal, in case you didn't know that. So, it's a really annoying combo deck. However, they can brick, and they can die to one hand trap sometimes. So, you know how it is. This is one of those decks, you know. Also, Chaos fucking Ruler is legal, and Chaos Ruler is really fucking annoying in this deck. Speaking of Chaos Ruler, Blue Eyes cannot use Chaos Ruler.
Hey, Blue Eyes better than Dark Magician.
Probably. I'd say you're right. Yeah, Blue Eyes is it's a deck. It certainly functions as a deck.
I think Blue Eyes is the most deck of all time.
It really is. It really is. Runic. So this also can be like any Runic variant. I'd say. I mean, it's kind of hard to say because like pure Runic stun is not great, but like Runic with Sprite is really good. But we're already kind of had that in with Sprites. So let's just say that this is like Sprites on their own, and this is kind of like Runic stun. So I'd say Runic stun is about, yeah, Runic stun or Runic with Sprites, because Runic Sprite is an okay build, but I don't think it's a great build. I think it's kind of a bad build, honestly, of Sprites.
I think the best build of Runic is definitely Naturia.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, 100%.
Yeah, so I think Naturia Runic is very good at building up boards, but I find that if you're like into the game and you're not seeing the cards you need to, you're pretty much just trying to stay alive, and most of the time you just can't fucking stay alive with Runic. I mean, there's some really good players that try out Runic, but if the cards just aren't in your favor, you're gonna fucking lose. So it's a very good deck, but it is very open to losing a lot of the time too.
I'd say Runic is one of the best engines in the game.
Yeah, it's a great engine, but like as a deck in itself, not the best.
Finally, Dragon Link, I would say that it is the third best deck in the game. Dragon Link is really fucking good. Primarily Bishtil Dragon Link. The Bistils are so good. The deck is just fucking insane. It's very consistent. There's mainly like kind of like one or two combos, but there's like a million ways to get to the combo. So it can play a bunch of different variants as well, because, you know, there's a bunch of dragons in the game. Very good against tier because your Bistils, obviously. It can go first and second, it can set up crazy boards, and it can break boards really easily. So, you know, it's just one of those fucking decks. There's not much to say about it, it's just very fucking strong.
Combo heavy with big monsters and a big payoff, it's definitely a good sort of all-rounder sort of deck.
Alright, that's it for the list. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you disagree with anything on the list, let us know, and we will explain why you're wrong, because me and Luke know Master Duel like the back of our hands. It's just, you know, it's just our kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't have a Master Duel account, but you know, coaches don't play.
Exactly, yeah.
Go fuck yourself and good night.